so today's video is going to be another sort of monthly what I've been reading and haul video. I thought I'd just put it all into one. I'm going to do some very quick book reviews and then show you some books that I bought over Black Friday. So let's get started. Let's start with the 3 books that I've read, and I'll also show you the book that I'm currently reading. The first book is Murder by the Book by Lauren Elliott. I bought this when we were in Florida at Books A Million, and sometimes I just love getting into these really small paperback books that are set in a small town. This is your typical sort of murder mystery surrounding a bookstore. It's about a girl that ends up getting a great aunt's inheritance that she didn't even know existed, and with that money moving to the town that her aunt lived in, setting up a bookshop and finding that bad things sort of follow her around. Obviously there is a murder involved, and all sorts of people are being the culprits, and it's just one of those very sweet, innocent little murder mystery books. Not too taxing, but still has that element of surprise, and it's not like I could tell personally who done it. So yeah, I only gave this book 3 out of 5 stars because of that reason. It didn't blow me away particularly. From the start I felt like I was really questioning all of the characters, and I was even like a little bit too suspicious about characters that maybe turned out to be like completely as they seemed. I thought they maybe had a ulterior motive, but yeah, so I only gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Not the best murder mystery, but it's a cute little one to pick up, and I love anything surrounding a bookshop. Next one I have to show you, and is sort of going in backwards order here. This is The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. Believe I bought this in Tesco under their 2 for £8 deal. So this is about a lady called Anna who is living in New York, and she is agoraphobic. So she is essentially trapped by her own fear in her house. She has this big house in New York, and she passes and she lives life day to day by watching old films, playing chess online. She used to be a child therapist, so she still gives people advice online, and also she watches her neighbours out the window and takes photos of them as her sort of window to the outside world. And one day she's staring out the window and she sees one of her new neighbours who she's sort of become friendly with. Looks like she has been strangled and possibly killed, and it then follows on her obviously contacting the police and them investigating. I found this book really interesting. I liked the aspect of her being agoraphobic and her mental health, and I thought that was just a interesting take that I'd not read before in a book. And I'm always interested to read on different types of mental health. Again, it's a thriller, so it's something that just keeps you on your edge at all times, and when you think you've sort of got your head wrapped around everything and you think, I think that person's the culprit, or I think this has happened, suddenly sends you in a completely different direction, which I enjoy about a book. I like it when it definitely catches you off guard. I thought this book was very well written, and for that reason I give it 4 out of 5 stars. The last book I have to review for you is Unnatural Causes by Dr. Richard Shepherd. This is a non-fiction book, and this book is written by a British forensic pathologist. So he's the guy that does the post-mortems. He'll check over the bodies when they come in and look for the cause of death. I thought this would really interest me, and at the start it took me ages to get really into it. I think it was definitely a slow burner for me. It wasn't until I got to maybe 150 pages where I was like, actually I'm quite enjoying this, as opposed to I think I just need to like DNA this or DNF it. And yeah, I gave it 4 out of 5 stars in the end because some of the storylines and people he talks about was actually quite interesting. I liked when he brought in about different cases. He had done autopsies on people in sort of like hostage situations and terrorist attacks. He'd done the post-mortem on the person that had committed that crime. he talks about there was this time where a boat sunk in the Thames, and there was a post-mortem on that. And even if the cause of death seems very straightforward, he still does everything to, you know, tick all the boxes, make sure there wasn't anything else that could have contributed. And he also talked a little bit about when Princess Diana died, and his industry at that time and how they sort of dealt with it, even though he didn't like directly perform the surgery, I guess you could call it. So if you do pick this book up and you find that you're struggling the first couple of 100 pages, just try and persevere with it, because I really started to enjoy this as I got further into the book. And if you like anything to do with medical or just like interesting perspectives of people's jobs, this is a good one to read. So I'll move briefly onto the book that I'm reading at the moment. I'm reading 450 from Paddington by Agatha Christie. I love these hardcover copies. These are the HarperCollins like special edition covers. I love them. I've picked them up various different places. They can be quite elusive to find. I've picked up a couple from Waterstones, in particular the one on Piccadilly Circus. Obviously it's a massive bookshop, so they do have more of these editions, but I just absolutely love them. About halfway through it, and the premise of this is a lady is on a train just before Christmas when she spots what she thinks is a murder on a train, the train like that passes them, and it develops her sharing this information with her good friend Miss Marple. So it is a Marple series, and I don't think I've read too much of Miss Marple, so and to be honest, she's not featured overly heavily so far in this book. She sort of has lent out her tasks and her investigation to someone else, but obviously the police are like dismissing it, thinking this woman was a bit like nuts, and she couldn't possibly have seen what she saw. But obviously Miss Marple thinks, hang on a minute, I need to investigate this more, and as it uncovers, they find a body, and yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I just like the very whimsical settings. I love anything that, even though it's a very short period of time, is set on a train, and clearly Agatha Christie writes some of the best train series, so that's what I'm reading at the moment. Probably going to be a high star contender. And now we will move on to the book haul. So I have 7 books to show you, but I got such a good price for them. So I'll start with the one that I didn't get in Black Friday, and this is one that actually my dad picked up for me. I think I'd mentioned it briefly in a previous video, but I thought I'd actually hold up and show you the physical copy. This is Silka's Journey by Heather Morris. This is the same author that did The Tattooist of Auschwitz. It's like a sequel book. I believe it's from Silka's point of view, so the two books sort of link together, but it's not written from the same perspective, as I gather. My dad picked this up in Ireland, and from a shop called Dubray, which I've never heard of, and it came with some cool bookmarks inside actually, so I'm gonna keep those. I love paper bookmarks. I always use 2 bookmarks, a magnetic one and a paper one. I don't know why I'm weird like that, but I do. Ooh. And there's a postcard in it. I'm sure I did know that my dad put this in here, but I probably put it in here and forgot. Just a little postcard from Ireland, but this is actually a signed copy, so I think he was rather chuffed with himself when he saw that it was signed. So yeah, the rest of them are books I picked up on Black Friday. So the next lot of books I've got to show you I picked up from a online website called The Book People, and it's never been a website I'd heard of before. I just sort of stumbled across it, and I'm so glad I did, because I got some really good prices on these books. So let's go through. The first one is called Sleep by C.L. Taylor, and as you can probably tell, this is like a thriller. So this is obviously a massive hardback book, and I got this for $3.99. Obviously I got these all around the time of Black Friday, but it looks like they're pretty much always got some sort of deal on, so Would really recommend you check them out. Not affiliated with anything, it's just something I've stumbled across. So I will read you the synopsis inside. It says, all Anna wants is to be able to sleep, but paralysing insomnia, terrifying nightmares and memories of that horrific day are making it impossible. If only she didn't feel so guilty. To escape her past, Anna takes a job at a hotel on the remote Scottish island of Rum. Yet when 7 guests join her, what started as a retreat from the world turns into a deadly nightmare. Each of the guests has a secret, but one of them is lying about who they are and why they're there. There's a murderer staying in the Bayview Hotel and they've set their sights on Anna. Someone's going to sleep and will never wake up. Apparently it's a 1 million copy bestseller book. So definitely right up my street, very sort of And Then There Were None, Agatha Christie vibes from it. I love things that are like set in a house or on an island where there's like a group of people and someone's hiding something. I love those sort of thrillers, so we'll be very interested to read that. I then got 2 of the Agatha Christie hardback covers by HarperCollins. I actually own both of these books and have read both of them, but when I saw them for $3.99 each, I was like, I need those. So the first one is the ABC Murders. I have read this already and really quite enjoyed it. I saw this copy of it actually possibly the other day in Waterstones, but I thought, you know, I'm gonna hang off. I have already got the book, but it usually retails for £15 and I got it for $3.99. I was like, I ain't about to pass that up, so I got myself that copy, and I just love the metallic elements to it and the Art Deco design. And then the other one I got is possibly my favourite Agatha Christie book, and it is And Then There Were None. And this is just such a gorgeous copy. I didn't even know that this one had come out. I think this possibly came out quite recently. I mean, the inside is just fabulous on both of these. I wonder what the inside of the one I'm reading at the moment is. Probably a train. Yeah. So they just have gorgeous illustrations, and I think this is going to be just a gorgeous copy to hang on to, and I love these editions. I then have 3 books by Louise Candlish. Now, I have already got 2 of her books, I believe. I can see them right now. One is Those People and the other is Our House, and I enjoyed reading both of them. So when I saw that there was like a little bundle set and I hadn't already got any of these books, I thought I would give it a go because I do like her writing style and the books that I've already read from her. This set of 3 was $5.99. For new editions for that price, you can't beat it. So we've got Louise Candlish's Other People's Secrets, and this one looks like it's set in Italy on a holiday and has a family setting to it. That will be interesting. I'm not going to go into all of these because I probably will review them at some point, so I'll just briefly go over the back of them. This is The Disappearance of Emily Marr. This is about the woman called Emily Marr who has an affair with her married neighbour, and obviously their actions have repercussions, and it says her only choice is to change her identity and vanish, and it looks like someone moves to France, something to do with France. So yeah, and then the last one is The Second Husband, and this again seems like it has more of a family element to it, but it's got obviously that psychological drama element to it. So very excited to read those, and that is my book haul. I'm so pleased that I got those books. I definitely don't, I mean, I never need to buy more books, but I always seem to. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave me a comment down below what you thought of these books, if you think about adding them to your to be read shelf. And yeah, if you want to see more book videos, make sure you hit subscribe and that little notification bell wherever it may hide, just so then you get notified whenever I upload a video. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye guys.